Hi, my name is Nova Lohman and I am a solo sailor. For 5 years, I completely renovated my sailboat, a beautiful old vessel from the 1970s. And in the summer of 2021, I set sail without any timeline for returning home. On board with me is my loyal companion, my dog Neno.
In this week's episode, I've just arrived in Nynäshamn, which is one of the few big guest harbors in the archipelago. We'll meet up with my dad, I'll share an anxiety of mine, we'll lend a hand to my boat neighbor, and my galley pump breaks.
I have developed quite a bit of anxiety when it comes to maneuvering my boat in harbors. This anxiety kind of comes and goes, but it's been very intense lately. So I went into the mainland for various reasons, and while I'm here, my dad is gonna come and we're gonna have like a little maneuvering school in this very busy guest harbor, and hopefully that will help with the anxiety. So that's what we're doing today. I just finished work. I'm gonna go for a little walk with Nano, and afterwards my dad is coming and we are having maneuvering school. That I'm staying in is a little bit cheaper, like the fees are a little bit cheaper if you stay out on the wave breaker, at least for a boat of my size. So that's what I'm doing, but it is honestly like a 10-minute walk to get ashore because this wave breaker is hella long. It's over there! Duktig. Duktig älskling.
Dad and I cast off and went around the harbor, going in and out between various slips. We went between fingers, alongside, and even squeezed into the tightest corner of the marina. I've moored and cast off this boat hundreds of times over the years without issues, so this anxiety isn't rational. But I think this exercise helped quite a bit, because after this day, when I cast off, I felt no anxiety at all.
After mooring about 10 times in the guest harbor, we decided to head over to my dad's pontoon, moored Citra over there. And now we're having a beer on my dad's boat. A guy just came by in a rib and came up to my boat, but since I'm on my dad's boat I had to wave him over. He was like, "Oh, there you are," and he had seen us, because we're not in the guest harbor right now, we're in the it's in another harbor where my dad has his boat, and he came over and just wanted to know if something was wrong, because he had seen us like maneuver around in the harbors. He was like, "Oh, I just wanted to check that everything was all right," and I'd be like, "Yeah, no, it's okay. We were just playing." And he was like, and I talked to him a little bit this morning, so we already kind of knew each other. But he also wanted to ask for some help moving his boat, because apparently normally there are 2 people on board and now he's alone, so he would like to move his boat closer, like further into the harbor, but it's a little bit tight, which is why it was perfect for us to practice in there. But he wanted some help moving his boat, because apparently I'm not the only one having a little bit of anxiety at the moment. So I volunteered, my dad and I. So he's gonna go over, check some stuff, and then he'll come back with his rib and pick us up, and then we'll go help him.
Dad and I ended the day by treating ourselves with some pizza in the harbour. I decided to stay over on my dad's pontoon for a while after, since the spot was vacant.
Today I'm going to do some minor repairs on the boat. I took a long break from boat work pretty much this year. I came home in October. Yeah, I came back to Stockholm in October last year. And the boat was pretty banged up. Well, that's dramatic. She was worn. She'd seen some stuff. She was alright. And it was October, so it was already pretty cold. So I decided to just like prep the boat for winter, let her freeze in, and not do any boat work during the winter. And just focus on like seeing my friends and family, traveling around Sweden. And then come spring, I had planned to haul out, but the spring was so slow and so short. There was pretty much no spring this year. It was just winter and then summer. And I was going through some personal stuff as well, so I ended up not hauling out at all and just left my home port in April, and it was still snowing. It was like April 17th and it was snowing. So yeah, and then I've just been sailing for a few months and I haven't really bothered to fix stuff, even the small stuff. But I feel like I have some energy to do boat work again, so that's what I'm gonna do. The first thing first is that my pump for the pantry has started to leak, and I replace these pump fairly frequently, especially the saltwater ones, because they're just not built to last. It's my conclusion. I go through about one every 1 or 2 years, and then I have to change it. And originally I bought the expensive ones, and then I realized that there's no point because they're all the same. So now I buy the cheap ones and they last just as long as the expensive ones. So I'm off to buy a cheap one and replace the broken one. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you, and I'm also going to get some stainless chains for my they're called dog gates in Swedish. I don't know if that's what they call it in English, but little openings by the stanchions. Because I bought galvanized chains when I renovated the boat, because I honestly did not have money for stainless steel. But yeah, so they looked alright for a while, and now they're super rusty. So I'm gonna replace them with stainless steel, because now I actually have a little bit of money, and they look like shit. So yeah, I'll show you. In order to know which chain I am getting, you see the chain? Yeah, right there. I need to measure it. This is gonna be a little tricky with the phone. Hang on, I'm gonna flip the camera. Here we go. Measuring this. It is, what is it? 4? Size figured out. 4 millimeters and 56 millimeters. And I'm just gonna get new ones, and it's gonna look so pretty. Second store! Here we go! Or kind of, people can move. Got all the stuff I wanted, and then we stopped at a fast food. Way back. Grocery shopping ended up consisting of basically just me getting a box of my favorite instant noodles, because that is how I sustain myself most of the time. I think it's a little bit too late to do any projects. It doesn't look like this late. Hey, it's a new day, and I was really excited about my chains. So I worked, and then I finished work, and then I walked around, and the second I got back, it started to rain. It's not raining that much, but I'm gonna see if I can maybe remove the old ones. They're super rusty. Maybe I can remove them, but depends on how much it rains if I can cut the new ones. Because I want to use the angle grinder, and I don't want to do that when it's raining. So we'll see. Let's see if I can put you down. I'm using the tripod. It's a little bit tricky to get the foot up. Is that happening? Is that something? That works. Alright. See if I can get these off. They're super rusty. Get this one too. Great success. Okay, fantastic. That worked way better than anticipated. I thought these were going to be rusted to death. Success. I've got all the chains off. Now I think I'm gonna measure the new chains. So while I was prepping, the rain kind of started coming down a little bit too heavy for me to want to be using power tools outside. So I had to abort. Guess I can get going with changing the galley pump. I was really excited about the chains. I don't know why, because I feel like I should be more excited about the galley pump, because I use that several times a day. The chains are mostly decorative at the moment. I realize now that I'm trying to change this, but I actually haven't changed this one before. It's another brand. I'm very much hoping that this one that I bought fits, and I'm actually gonna have to remove the other one just to get this one out because they're so snug again. So this one fits, it's like cut out the wall here. So that's how tight it is. Great success! I got it all. They have arrows on them, and the arrows point the same direction on the new one as the old one, so I think that's a good sign. Sorry. Yeah, I'm hoping this is gonna be alright. I'm gonna go turn on the water. Let's see if it's leaking. I think the one that I was most afraid is gonna leak is this one. This one appeared to be leaking. Project done! Great! And now I just hope that the rain clears up so I can go cut some metal. Oh, it is now a new day. And it's not raining anymore. In fact, it's very sunny and warm. So I'm gonna continue on with the chains. What I did yesterday was that I removed the old chains and I measured out the first two. So I'm gonna cut that. Much nicer. Like, this was such an upgrade. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, very important. And I'll see you again in the next episode.